Hi, guys. Good morning and welcome to Beauty Bound. I hope you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving. We are here with special guest Chelsea with Bella by Chela.
Hi.
And I am your host, Jackie Rodman, owner of Skinfinite. And I have my co-host here,
Cristal Rubio with Beauty Pro Bookkeeping. You could find me on Beauty Pro Bookkeeping on Instagram and Artsy Crystal for my tattoos. And we're so excited to have. See, I keep on saying Chela, but it's Chelsea, and me and Jackie got into an argument last week over her name, and I was like, it says Chela, even after she showed me Chelsea.
She was like, her name is Chela.
Yes.
I said, it's Chelsea. I've known her longer.
I was like, I don't give a fuck. But anyway, we're really excited because for me, I love when people actually want to speak truth on things that have been going on with whether it's with a brand or with a salon or whatever it is. But I think this one's a much bigger thing. Mm-hmm. And
that's affected like so many
like the
estheticians.
Sugarists, a bunch of sugarists, and I think if people don't speak out and they just they're afraid to speak out on the brands, then how is anybody else supposed to know who to go with? Yeah. So please let us know a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Chelsea, but you can call me Chela. The name actually came, I was telling Jackie earlier, it came from my cousin. When I was younger, I couldn't say her name. Her name was Anjanette, and so I could only say Jet. And so to pay me back later on in life, we went to Laredo, and she was looking for a name bracelet for me, and she could not find Chelsea, obviously. In Mexico, you're not going to find Chelsea. The closest thing was Chela. Yeah. So that's where the name came, and it stuck. My family just called me that. And then when I was opening the business, I couldn't think of a name for the life of me. And so my dad was the one that was like, well, we lived in Italy, and the people there called you Bella, so Bella by Chela. I was like, all right, well, it's stuck, and
that's
here we are.
Here we are.
So I go with both.
Yeah.
But yes, so I have been doing sugaring probably since 2020. That was when I had graduated from SD school. I went to SD school strictly for sugaring, and we all know that they only have about a paragraph in there about sugaring.
No way.
Oh, is it even a paragraph?
If that,
like
half
sentence?
a paragraph, right?
I don't think I even learned that in beauty school. I learned waxing, but
everybody went for waxing, and I was like, that's cool, I'm good at it, but sugaring was what I liked, mainly because I have very sensitive skin, and anytime I would get waxed, I would break out and everything. It just didn't work for me, so a friend had introduced me to it, so I started as a client first, because I worked at Fort Sam for a little while. Prior to that, where was I before? I was working at the VA. That's right. I was working at the VA, and then I was military prior to that. So, kind of going all the way back, I started really with makeup. That was really where it started it in Japan. When I was over there, I met a friend who kind of took me as like an apprentice, and she mentored me. She did photography, makeup, hair, all of it, and she taught it to me, and she kept saying, you should go into medical aesthetics. And I was like, what the hell is that? I've never heard of this. She's like, well, you're already a medic, so why not? And I was like, I still don't know what that is. So I came back, worked at the VA for a while, worked at the base. Then COVID came around. Or actually, no, I started to work at Morphe. I left my government job after, I think I bought back my time. So I had 11 years in, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. Yeah. It's just a toxic workplace. Yeah. And I was like, I can't do it anymore.
Like, I'm done.
Wow.
Yep. So I went for makeup, and I was happy there. It was awesome. I was one of 18 people that got hired out of 200 plus people that applied.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
So it was just very fulfilling at that moment. Like, oh my God, I did that. Yeah. Okay. Now, I had to make this makeup look. I had to be able to stand out. And so it was just a very fulfilling moment.
That's awesome.
A very validating moment, right? And so that's kind of how it felt when I fell into sugaring. And then when I went from sugaring to, needing to find a new brand, that's when I ended up going into the company that we're about to talk about. Yes. But then I would start reaching out to Myra, which was their lead educator, and was like, hey, how do I teach people? Because there's a big gap here in South Texas. People don't know sugaring. They hear of it, but nobody really knows what it is. They call it sugar wax. They call it all these things, but they don't really know what it is.
Yeah.
And so I was like, let me fill the gap here.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of what started me going towards Sweet and True and with them and working with them.
Because you were with them for a while, correct?
Yeah, I want to say I started using them in 21.
Okay.
A little, yeah, because before that I was working with another local company, Sugar Streak.
Okay.
And they make their own sugar as well, but they only have 2 consistencies. They have soft and they have hard. So you have to learn how to mix your pastes, right? So when I ended up leaving them and needing to find a new paste, it intrigued me because a lot of people knew about it at the time. You didn't hear much about other companies. Like I didn't, at least. I'm sure other sugarists that have been doing it, 10 plus years or so, they did. But I didn't, and that was the first one that kind of stood out. Their back bar products were awesome.
Yes.
Oh, that Hydrate Heal Balm! I just use that on my hand.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know sugaring was a thing. Like I knew sugaring was a thing, but I thought sugaring was more of a do at home type of thing. Because I had never heard anybody offering that service.
Yeah,
it's always been waxing, and that's it. So when I started seeing TikToks about sugaring but girls making their own sugar and all that, I was like, oh, this is cool. So that's why I continue to believe that was just something that you do at home. And then it wasn't until Jackie that I knew about, I was like, oh shit, this is an actual thing.
People pay money for this?
Yeah. But, and I didn't even know, right now you mentioned, now I know there is different consistencies as well. But I thought sugar was just like one consistency and that's it.
I had a friend that used to make sugar at home and just like sugar her legs just on her own. I was like, damn.
and I so I think during COVID, we tried, me and the girls tried like making our own stuff, like, just for fun. But yeah, just because you hear it and you're like, well, this is cool. But yeah.
Same. I tried it too. Me and my daughter, we tried making it and it was a big mess. I think I ended up burning myself because it was too hot and I was like trying to dip into it too quickly. But yeah, I was like, nope, never again. I won't do this anymore. We'll just use the right stuff from now on. But yeah, that's kind of where it all started from. And I ended up getting my own suite and then, using them mainly.
Yeah.
And the clients liked it. A lot of my clients that followed me from the original spot, they would notice in the beginning that it felt very soft. It felt very smooth. Because with the other paste I was using, like I said, I had to mix my medium. So it could get a little like harder, a little stiffer because I was grabbing such
like
a
more pulling,
big amount.
right, of the skin?
More pulling on the skin, the hair, and everything. So it just didn't have that glide like it needed it to be. It needed to be melted down more.
Okay.
So with the Sweet and True, it was awesome because it was already melted down. It was doing what it needed to do. And this was still early batches that I was receiving.
You see, guys, it wasn't all bad. Like,
this it wasn't all bad.
Yeah.
No, it was
and that's
really good.
Until it wasn't.
If you haven't listened to part 1, pause, go right back, watch part 1 so you know what the hell we're talking about.
Yes. And the reason why we have someone now speaking about it, because it's going to be on a different aspect than just like
what I explained. So I was more, I feel like I'm just
a consumer.
I wasn't an educator, obviously, and I didn't get, I actually never reached out to the company saying, oh, the sugar's not working. I just reached out to Chelsea, and then I reached out to my other educator too. Was an educator.
Yeah.
Did she leave too?
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
Oh yeah, she left. All y'all Texas ladies left.
Pretty much, yeah.
But so obviously, when it was good, how long? I guess in between them being, a new were they a new brand back in 2020, or were they already kind of around for?
They were kind of around for a little bit. I believe Myra had helped kind of get them on the map, really, because of the way she already knew a lot of people, her networking and everything. So it kind of helped them, kind of put them in the forefront of everybody. That's why I was like, I didn't know of any other companies because they were just kind of pushed in your face so much. They were winning awards for the best paste and all of this from, what was it, Dermscope, right? I think.
And then one year, I think it was like last year or the year before, another brand won. I think it was Tamara's or something.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like the first time I'd ever seen them not win. But then they won again like the following year. So I was really confused by that. But I was shocked that, that another brand had actually like won.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, sorry, I'm like eating. I'm eating my donut. It was, thank you. But thank you to the Always Ladies. It's delicious.
I know this coffee is so good.
It is, right?
Oh, it's so good.
Everything's just so good today.
And then they have their little cute, so depending on the season, because they make special drinks. So now they have the Christmas one. And that one's it's the cookie.
The Christmas cookie.
Christmas cookie, yes.
So good.
Yeah.
Yes. But anyways,
Coffee's my love language.
wait, where did I leave off? Like
that you were
them
eating
winning
your donut. I'm just kidding.
I think it was Tamara's sugar winning.
Yes. Tamara Sugar had won. I believe it was Tamara's. Just don't quote me. But I feel like, okay, this is where I was going. In a lot of Facebook groups, when people say, hey, what sugar should I use?
It was
it's
that
sweet
one.
and true, sweet and true.
Yeah.
All of
so
our
they were
Facebook.
dominating.
They were dominating.
industry.
They have the most followers on IG of other sugar companies. I'm just saying, if you guys even care about Instagram. But yeah, they were winning awards.
Yeah.
So you would think they were
But
the
you know,
best.
I
And they
think-
had like a big following. So I feel like you would think they were the best. And they were the best for
a while.
some
For a
time.
while.
Yeah.
For a really long time. Because a lot of like veteran sugarists, they remember back to when it was really good.
Yeah.
And the paste was great.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what happened.
Yeah.
It just somewhere along the beginning of this year, the batches started to change. I noticed it when I had received a package with the new eco bottles and everything.
Yeah.
And noticed how they had changed the lids. The lids used to come with that plastic seal around it. Do you remember?
Is
had
it like the you
the
have the kind of
crackly-
crackly one?
not
Not crackly,
like
but
the
like you have to
plastic.
rip it. Yeah, you
Yeah,
have
you
to
had to
rip
rip
like
that.
it makes a sound and then you rip it off. Yeah.
Yeah. So they had that, and then that would hold it.
Yeah.
Those were the pastes that were the best to
Yeah.
me. Because once they switched the packaging, that's kind of where I saw it going downhill. Because I received that box. It looked beat to shit.
Yeah.
It looked so bad.
Yeah.
And so I knew like UPS had probably like tossed it around and everything. That's fine.
Did it
But
leak?
when I opened it, yes.
No
one of my
shit.
sugars had leaked. So what had happened was it started to open in transit from their facility to me, and UPS had to repackage it. And then they sent it to me.
See, and that's what happens like with brands sometimes. Like they want to start saving money, but you would think that when a brand starts making more money, rather than trying to go cheaper, you want to stay with that same quality. Like people, just because you already have a following, because you already have all these educators and so many people already liking you, it's very easy for people to stop using you, as we've seen. Obviously, it's not, people are not going to continue to use a product when it's shitty. And the sad part is when nobody talks about it, there's girls like Jackie that could still continue to use it.
I don't know what chokehold Sweet and True had over me.
For real. They
Because-
really did. On everybody, though.
Yeah,
I
It's like a
feel-
very cult-like mentality. Like, there's no one else. You have to come here. We're the best.
Yeah.
But
That's
you
why
just kind of believe it.
I'm like, why was I gaslighting myself for so long, saying that, it's me, it's user error.
Again, but I think because nobody spoke about it.
Yes.
And when nobody speaks about it, then you think you're the problem. And that's what happens in any situation, whatever it is that you're talking about. If people are not speaking up, then you're going to feel like the crazy one if you speak up. So then everybody just kind of continues or tries to figure it out or just keeps on going, or you'll ask educators, for yourself, when you notice the difference, what did you reach out to them? Or?
I did.
Okay.
First, I started reaching out to Myra first.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget it. I probably have the pictures. One of my clients, I sugared her underarms, and she sent me pictures the next day with welts around it and like bumps. And she's like, my husband says this looks really ugly. Is this normal? And I'm trying to troubleshoot, like, what happened,
shit.
you know,
Yeah.
because her legs were fine. Her underarms was the only area that had issues.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, I don't know. She was getting ready to go to Vegas. She was going to a fight, you know, so she had events to go to. And she's embarrassed to lift her arms.
Yeah.
And I felt horrible. I'm like, oh my God, let me find out. Let me text my educator, see what's going on.
Yeah.
I sent her the pictures. She's like, honestly, I don't really know. This was probably like in April of this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
So before all of that was happening, before I received, no, actually, I think I had already received my package and I was using that sugar.
Oh, no.
So, you know, I'm messaging back and forth with the educator. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. She's like, honestly, I don't really know either. Does she use like natural deodorants? Because that can affect it as well if the pores are open and she went and put it on too quickly. And I said, no, you know, I let her know, don't do that. I gave her all the same aftercare that I do for everybody.
Yeah.
Her legs are not having an issue, just her underarms. And so that was the first time that I really kind of noticed something.
Yeah.
And then my clients started to speak up about it.
Okay.
And the clients were the ones that were like, oh, which one are you using? You know, even my daughter, she would get her arm sugared.
Yeah.
She didn't even want to get it done because she was feeling the hair. She's like, it's tugging. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's tugging. You know, I'm thinking she's being, you know,
Yeah,
like,
dramatic.
just dramatic, like whatever. It's
Yeah.
sugaring, you know, you don't want to do it, but it's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
I was like, pain is beauty. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah.
But no, she wasn't bullshitting me. She was being very, very honest. She's like, it hurts. I don't like it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. So after hearing so many people, like, but on my legs, I'm so used to it at this
Yeah.
point that it doesn't affect me. So I was like, let me go to a more intimate area. Let me do my Brazilian.
Yeah.
Let me do a high bikini line.
fuck.
Girl, I lifted myself. I lifted my own skin.
Oh my God.
And I never lift. So
Yeah.
that's where I was like, okay, this
There's
isn't a
something.
me problem.
Yeah.
This is probably a pace problem because clients, I had to start telling them. I had 2 clients that lifted and I had to tell them. I won't not tell them. I'll
Yeah.
say, hey, you know, I'm not going to go over this area. You might find a little bit of hair there, but it's because you lifted and I don't want to go over that area
Yeah.
anymore because we're overworking the
Yeah.
skin now. And so they would be very understanding about it. But had I not told them, you know,
Yeah.
like what happened?
Especially because with sugaring, that's not supposed to happen, correct?
Yeah,
I mean, and
no.
that's the reason why people choose sugaring,
Yes.
even though I know you're not supposed to be on any retinols or any.
But you're not using retinol.
No, but no, hold on. But I know
Yeah.
what I'm saying is like, even though you're not supposed to use any of that when you're waxing or sugaring, there's people who still will get sugared and there's no issues because it still doesn't lift the skin.
Oh,
Not all
yes.
the time. And-
I've had that.
Yeah.
Because I sugared Claudia's
yeah,
brows.
and Claudia uses retinols all the time, and so she did not lift at all, you know.
Yeah.
But the thing with this, it's like, how am I supposed to continue to use a product when it's affecting my client, and not just your clients? It could affect
Yeah.
your reputation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I had put that in an email that I was sending because I did reach out to several people at the
Okay.
company. This was now after Myra had already left.
Yeah.
And we had a meeting, you know, an educator meeting of what the next steps were going to be, where we were going, and you know, the things that they were going to start to implement about the promoting and, you know, having a marketing person and all this stuff that all these great
So their main
sounding
focus
things.
was marketing and promoting, and not what can we fix with the sugar.
Yes. Because I think at that point, not many people were complaining about it yet.
Okay.
When I had mentioned it to one of the people there, they began to gaslight me and tell me, what temperature is your room at? What consistency are you using? Do you have a heater on? Maybe it's the room. Maybe it's this. Maybe it's your technique.
You're like, no,
Send me
bitch.
a video.
Oh my
You're like, no, bitch. It's
Yeah.
the same fucking technique that I've been using these last few years. The same
Exactly.
fucking temperature. Like, go fuck yourself. Sorry.
I think the biggest thing for me where I was like, I can't do this anymore, was when I had 2 people tell me, send me a video of you sugaring because maybe I can see something that you're not doing.
Oh, no.
And I was like, okay, I know I'm not like top of the line sugarist. Okay, I'm very humble in that. I'm like, I do okay, but I'm also pretty confident that it's not that.
Yeah.
Because if so many people are having issues,
Yeah.
why would you just ask me? And it wasn't just me that they were doing that to. Once I started to talk to other educators, which I thought was funny because, let me go back. I started talking to other educators about the problems, like the educators that I did my educator training with.
Yeah.
They had shared, I believe that their paste is good for beginners because you need to be able to hold the ball and like keep it in that ball, you know, because it can very quickly melt everywhere. And then you got to throw it away and start all over again. But they had said, they're like, I feel it's a beginner paste. And I understood what they meant because they want you to practice like holding it.
Yeah.
But if it's just good for beginners, then
what's the point of...
What's the point?
Yeah.
Because if you want it to be good just to hold in the ball, that means it's not going to be molding very easily.
Yeah.
So when they did that and they did the whole send me a video, I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't do this anymore. Like,
Oh my
I'm not going to
gosh.
complain, but you're insulting my intelligence.
Yeah.
And you're insulting me as a sugarist now.
Especially when I've never had an issue with your sugar. And all of a sudden I'm having an issue, but you think I'm the problem?
Yes.
Like...
And when I spoke to somebody pretty high up, like really high up there, she had asked me same things. What's your room temperature? Can you send a video? Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. There was one thing she had said that just really stuck out, and I was like, I can't do this. She even sent me new paste. She sent me 3 new jars of paste and said, here, go ahead and try these. I tried them. That was the video I had sent you.
That was a crazy video.
I couldn't.
She
I just couldn't.
It was literally fresh paste going across her arm, and it just not even.
No way.
Not even flicking.
It was not flickable, guys. It was not.
It
was just.
flickable.
It was getting
like
stuckable. It was,
Exactly.
What?
it was
was
just not. And I couldn't believe that. And
I
it's
wonder-
funny because that has happened to me before. But then again, in my head, I was like, oh, I didn't prep it well. I didn't. They would say like, oh, you need to really cleanse the skin.
That
Cleanse
or
and then
powder.
You have to powder.
Yes.
But I'm like,
But
this
all of
shit
that
still
was
isn't.
done. Like, the thing is, I think somebody should have told them, so you're questioning me about if I'm doing all these things, but I've been with you guys for this amount of time.
Yeah.
And I've
Right.
never had an issue, but now you're questioning me?
Yes. And when that person
Yeah.
started to, that's where I was going with it. That person had asked me, how long I had been sugaring.
Bitch.
And I was like,
You're the educator. I mean,
I'm one of your educators. How do you not know? Okay. Well, I've been sugaring this long, and I started with this other company, and I expressed to them how I knew how to mix pastes.
Yeah.
And that kind of like made them step back a little bit and be like, oh, so you're not a new sugarist.
No,
No,
bitch.
I'm not a new fucking sugarist.
Why would
Like,
you
I've
be-
been doing this for a while. What are you talking about?
you're
Yeah.
an educator. It's like, how
Like,
would you
did
be
they
a
not
new
even
sugarist and an educator?
Like, did they not even take the time to fucking look up your name before they even
Right.
talk to you? Like, come on.
I have no idea. And the thing is I was supposed to meet with them in Dallas at the aesthetic show. Maybe it was last year. I can't remember if it was last year. I think it was last year. I was supposed to meet with them up there to kind of do like an
Yeah.
interview type deal because I had already been corresponding with Myra.
Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
already sent Myra like my videos because she wanted to see. And she was like, you're good. Everything looks good. She was telling the owner, like, let me hire who I know I can hire because they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't able to make it to the show because I ended up having to go to, to Florida. My mom
Yeah.
had to have surgery to remove a tumor. So I didn't make it to the show.
Yeah.
And so I kept, writing Myra, and I was like, I apologize. I really just needed to go and help my mom
Yeah.
at this time. I'm sorry I couldn't make it. Is there anything else I could do? I really would like to educate with y'all because I want there to be a spot for people to come here.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, sure, come on. We're going to be back in Dallas. I'm going to be doing the educator training and come to that. So it was like, awesome.
Yeah.
So she already knew of me, but I think it was above her where they were just kind of like, oh, we don't know much
Yeah.
about you. It was more she kind of took the time to get to know the
Yeah.
people that she was having on her
Okay.
team.
Yeah.
And so I appreciated that and
Yeah.
I liked that about her. And it just did not sit that way all across the
Yeah.
board with everybody. They were just kind of like, I remember asking like, is it just about the money? and they had told me, it's always been about the money, honey. I'm like, okay, so.
Oh, shit.
All right. I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that.
You want to be with a brand who stands for, they have fucking integrity.
Yes.
Like,
so it put me in a very weird spot when it came to educating, because even when I worked at Morphe, when I worked at the BX, selling perfumes and doing things like that, I'm not a person that's going to sell you on something that you didn't come here for.
Yep.
Like they would get mad at me at Morphe because they would say, you need to build the basket. And I'm like, if they came for eyeshadow, I'm not going to ask them, do you need to be color matched if that's not what they came for,
Yeah.
I'm not going to push that. And then products, if I don't like them, I'm not going to recommend them.
No.
Like, why would I bullshit you and say, yeah, this is the best thing ever, and then it doesn't work?
Yeah.
So even just my last few demos, I had to go in still utilizing the paste, but also needing to let people know there are other companies that you can look at. Don't just stick with one company. And the way I would kind of tell them was like, with my makeup kit, I don't have just one brand.
Nope.
It's like, I remember the girl who taught me makeup, she's like, you don't want to have just one brand. She's like, you may love the eyeshadows and the lipsticks and lip pencils from MAC, but you hate their foundation.
Yeah.
So get something else, something else to go with that. And so that's kind of how I've always had it in my mind when I'm educating. And I think that's where I want it to go. Should I continue to educate? I don't want it to be product driven, which is what I remember when I did my initial interview with Sweet and True. They had asked me, what do you carry as far as retail for back bar?
Yeah.
And at the time I had fur.
Yeah.
I still have some fur, but I was like, I have fur. And they're like, okay, so we're going to need you to get our aftercare line. And I had already had it, so I tested it out prior to. And I was like, okay, I didn't think anything of it. And now looking back, I'm like, you're product driven. And I don't like that.
No, because you should be able to recommend to people the things that you love, not the things that you think or are going to make you money.
Yes.
I think it's more of whatever it is that people come in, they trust you. They, customers trust you to, both of you, to give them advice on product that it's going to work, not on product that you're trying to sell them that's more expensive or that's, that you don't believe in.
Yeah.
And I think in all aspects, you should always do that, And when a company is doing that, you're like, well, fuck you.
Like, I can't push a product that I just don't like or that's not working. I don't want the students that I'm teaching to go out and be like, it's not working for me. And then they'd give up. And it's like, it's not you. It's literally not you.
Yeah.
So many people. And I mean, we've all seen it on the sites where people are just offloading them. Some of them are even just giving them away.
Yeah.
I threw mine in the trash.
See?
After I saw Myra's live dumpster, I couldn't sell that to any poor souls out there trying to.
And also remember, guys, not just because she saw Myra's live, that wasn't the main
clicked.
reason.
Everything
because the
clicked.
sugar sucked.
Yes.
But then there was somebody else that was able to confirm it, and that made her finally realize that she wasn't crazy. Because I think that's where it goes back to, like, you, again, nobody's speaking up. So then you're like, fuck, I'm fucking up. But then people start to speak up. And I think this goes also for, what's the fucking name of the company? Sweet and True?
Sweet and True.
Like for you guys too, like not that you will listen to this, but you guys should actually keep in mind that anybody who's speaking out on your brand is not because they saw an educator speak badly about you guys. It's not because of any of that. It's because they were probably afraid to come out and say anything or ask questions. And if they did, you guys made them feel stupid. So look at what you guys are doing as a company, because people are not going to want to come to you for that reason. If you guys continue to basically gaslight every single person who comes and uses your paste, and it's shit. So that's what it comes down to. It's not because anybody is spreading misinformation. It's people who are actually using the paste.
And and there were so many, new sugarists quitting because it was too hard. And I felt like it was just so hard to work with a paste. It just wasn't like, it was just like trying to win an endless battle. That just wasn't, it was a fight I was not winning.
Yeah.
So.
And again, like, it's not like people, we're forcing people not to use that brand. It's, no,
Yeah.
it's, you guys want to try it for yourself, go ahead and try it, and see how it works for you. But when you have so many estheticians and so many sugarists using it.
And educators,
and it's not working, like, then there's something wrong with the company, not with the people using it.
Yeah.
I think that's like the biggest
we
thing.
We didn't just hop on like a bandwagon and we're like, oh, yep, we're all, like this is communication that has been like spoken about for like some time now from many people. It wasn't just like the live where people were just like, oh,
no,
Sweet and True sucks. Like, no, this happened. Like I had stopped sugaring for some time. Like
for almost a year, I feel
like months before that.
Yeah, because like I said, I don't remember when you had reached out to me, but I remember you saying, because you were in that spot that was really hot. That was really hot. Yes, the spot that was hot.
I'm on the shitty spot.
Because I posted too on Facebook. I said, hey guys, how do I work with sugar when it's like 80 degrees at my spot? I feel like I'm in the tropics right now, and
it's
like just use the hard paste.
It was like you were getting gaslighted everywhere you turn. You were getting gaslighted over the temperature in that spot. That the AC was working or it wasn't working. You were getting gaslit.
It was working. It wasn't working.
Yeah.
I'd be in my suite, and I would just feel the temperature rising.
But
the
you
sugar
were crazy.
be melting.
You were crazy.
Now I'm like, damn, I'm the best sugars in the damn world.
And all it took was a new paste
for making that other. With everything else, I'm like, oh, I'm doing pretty good for myself.
Right. And because it's so crazy because the sugar that you use now, she sugared my legs. And obviously, I feel like legs hurt no matter what. But it's not as painful as like the other sugar. And even because I tend to break out too if I do waxing in like on my face, or not all over my face, like not my lip. I don't break out on my lip, but if I was to do all over my face, I break out. So I was telling her with the sugar, it doesn't hurt when she does my lip, but the other sugar, it did hurt.
She was very lot
really
more
red.
She was a lot more noticeably swollen with Sweet and True, like puffy. And I was like, I've never seen someone get this puffy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, maybe it's just going down the line. Maybe it's just me. I had to go over it because the sugar wasn't picking up the hair either. So,
yep.
And
because
then
I would do it on my own lip too, where I would start to make it really raw because I'm having to go over so many times, and it just wasn't picking up.
And it would take her so long to be able to do the sugaring. Remember, like it took forever.
Yeah, clients would say like, "Oh, I don't have time to like wait for you to do my full face because it takes me a lot of time." I'm like, "Yeah, I know because it's the fucking sugar." But even their strip paste was terrible. I tried that. Oh, so terrible. Don't recommend.
Oh,
like
with strip?
So it didn't lift it like a single hair.
I feel like if you were to do, it's like when you leave let's say a Starburst in the car and you try to open it and it's just like all gooey.
Yeah.
Like that's what that shit
was.
Yeah.
It was turning very sticky.
Yeah.
Because that
was
was
a sticky mess. I
Yes.
get myself into
full of
oh my gosh. When the ants ate my sugar, I was so pissed off. It's funny too because I had just bought a new brand to try, and they ate both of the freaking the Sweet and True and the new brand, and it was from Sugar Smack. So I had ordered it from Canada and like paid the shipping, and I was just like, no. And I got the firm paste too for my hot ass rooms. I threw everything out, and I said, "Oh, let me just stay with Sweet and True." Idiot. I should have just bought Sugar Smack again, honestly.
So now, because you resigned, correct? Recently, last week.
Yes.
I
did reason.
Yes. Did they respond at all?
Yeah, what did they say?
They didn't. I have not received an email at all, not acknowledging. And I was very, very nice in my email. I didn't I read over some other colleagues that did leave as well, and I read over theirs, and theirs were pretty lengthy emails, and they let them know, all the reasons that they were leaving.
Wow.
For me,
sugar shit.
Exactly. they were very polite in it though, because they were like, they would say, I'm giving you this information not to, discredit you or make anybody feel bad. She's like, I'm just only wanting the company to grow. And do all of this. But I realized after 3 people telling me the same fucking thing, you're not going to have any accountability on the fact that the paste is different. At least acknowledge the fact that your paste is different and people are having issues.
Are the ingredients different?
I don't think so. I don't know the full extent of what they changed.
And the fucked up part is not like you could go back.
And
There's
there
like
are
an old label, so you can compare it to a new label. Like there's no.
Someone did post a video in our sugars group that she for some reason had old jars of sugar paste and she was comparing them to the new ones. What's funny is I remember I do have a really, really old jar. I'm like wondering if I should dip in and like be like
possibly it might be nicer.
I know, like maybe we'll compare, but
Or maybe just read the label because no matter what, they have to put on there what their ingredients are. And they probably either went with cheaper ingredients or they added something that to make it more.
I think it's
something.
I think it's like maybe the manufacturing and like the cooking maybe it could be different. I mean, it might be the same ingredients. Maybe they're just like
because it's coming out darker. The paste is coming out darker. Yes, it's almost like you're turning it into a Jolly Rancher.
Oh,
it's like the hard paste is like a Jolly Rancher. I had somebody come and pick up the paste because somebody here who just moved here, she actually likes the sweet and true. So I was like, if you want it, girl, take it.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
But with the hard, because I offered her the hard, I have 1 jar of hard and she's like, honestly, I can't use it. It's too hard. I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't think anybody could use this.
Yeah.
Maybe like stick it in your tea or something. Because I think I want to say
it's edible.
Exactly. I want to say the lady who owns Caribbean Candy.
Yeah.
She has a jar of sugar like with her tea. Then they'll just dip into it and put it into their tea.
No way.
I sugared my arms the other day. Oh, I did get into like a hot ass mess because I was trying to sugar this arm with my left hand, and I for some reason I couldn't do it. Like I'm sorry, I ran away from the mic. I couldn't like flick it with my left hand. My left hand was just so weak. I don't know, and like the angle. I wiped off as much as I could, and then I just licked some of it. I was like, oh, it tastes. I was like, oh, it tastes so good. Like I had missed some parts, and then I was like, oh, let me just like
just lick it off.
Let me take it off.
just lick it off. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So now obviously that you're no longer with them. What are you using?
I am going through a few different ones right now. I need to put in a new order for Radic Labs. I have their samples. I love them. I've been doing People's Brazilians with them, and I'm very transparent with my clients. Whenever they come in, I'm letting them know, like, hey, this is going to be a different paste from the last time, so let me know how it feels.
Yeah.
I'll always ask them if I'm trying something new. One of my clients, she was letting me know, she's like, I was actually pretty scared to book again because I thought it was going to hurt like the last time. Like she was developing ingrowns like crazy. She already had ingrowns, but they were just becoming worse.
Oh shit!
With the paste. And so I'm doing, vajacials on her. I'm doing, giving her the ingrown serum and everything, and just nothing is working. And so she took a little pause for the time being, but when she did come back, she had noticed that I've tried Kiko on her. I've tried Sugar Mama Pro, and I've tried Radic Labs. She liked the Sugar Mama Pro. Everybody that I've used that one on, they really, really like it, to include my daughter. A lot of the times I gauge it off of my daughter because of how sensitive she is, and she just doesn't like getting it done. But if she says it doesn't feel as bad, it's not pulling and it's not tugging, then I know I'm good.
Okay.
Because she's going to be very, very honest with me. And I feel like the clients are, but they don't want to hurt my feelings at times. And her, she just doesn't give a fuck. She'll tell me, she'll tell it to me as it is. She don't give a fuck. So, But yeah, I really like Sugar Mama Pro so far.
Yeah.
It is a softer paste, so it doesn't need to be heated as much, but it is they put it as like it's an advanced paste. And then I remember you said you wanted to order, so I found out that you don't have to order just all of one consistency. You can switch it up as long as there's 5.
Okay,
so you could
I was
do
like
5, 2
5,
soft, 2
like
firm,
5
whatever.
of each. Woo!
No. I had to ask her about it.
My bookkeeper will kill me.
Yes. She will.
Hey, she's having a sale this Black Friday.
I was thinking about placing an order.
It was like buy 4 get 1 free. I was like, heck
We
yeah.
talked about your expenses. You were done for the year.
This is why I need to get Cristal on mine, but I'm
Yes.
afraid to.
No.
She'll
I'll
look at my
help you.
books.
I'll help you grow.
Yeah, no, she will help you grow for sure. I have doubled my earnings since last year.
She
nice.
really has.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
She really, no,
She's
because
like, she's not bullshitting
she's
this time.
not. No, because she's actually. I mean,
More than doubled.
you've gotten. I think you've gotten a lot better with your expenses sometimes.
No more $100 dinners.
This bitch. Only because shows are over already for the year.
I'll plan like
Did
my
you
next
see-
dinner for
Did
January
you see her
1st.
fucking fancy ass dinner when she went to fucking Houston?
Wasn't it at Gordon? Oh, no. I was thinking the Vegas one, the Gordon
no,
Ramsay
that was
one.
another one.
That was the first time she thought, I think this girl has a problem.
Yeah, and then she fucking posts that fucking big ass chocolate ball, and then the fucking waiter comes and pours whatever the fuck over it, and it melts. And I'm looking at this, and I'm like, oh, that's
She's judging you from afar.
Yeah, I was like, that's gonna be expensive, and I know this bitch is gonna put it on the business card.
I mean, me and Desiree split the bottle of wine and the chocolate ball. So I know when she literally calls me about Hell's Kitchen, and she's like, I told you you can't pay for Tyler's, just yours. I'm like, that was just mine.
I was like,
Oh my
what?
God.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
That was exactly my.
Tyler's was more than mine.
Oh fuck.
Wow.
Yeah, that
I've
was my
never
thought.
been. So I'm like, I've never been. I know he's expensive.
Yeah.
It is. I thought they'd be all snooty and like rude. They were really down to earth. And
Wait,
they were
and is
very
the food
nice.
actually good? Because you
Okay.
know, or is
I
it
did-
all
sometimes
just
it
a
is
hype?
just
Someti-
hype,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I didn't like, I hate to say it because I love Gordon Ramsay, but I didn't like the beef Wellington. I know that's his signature dish. Yes, I watched the whole series, whatever. That's his signature dish. I did not like it just because I had to enjoy it the way he prepares it, which is rare. I just don't eat rare meat. It seemed too like homey. The mashed potatoes were good though. Those were really good. But Tyler's steak, he ordered the steak.
Rare.
It was so fucking good. Oh, his steak was so. I told Tyler I want to come back to have your steak, but I had the side of mac and
I thought you had his
cheese.
steak every day.
But
He's like, just wait till we get home. It's okay.
no, oh my gosh, the side of mac and cheese was very good though. And then his God, you guys. And then his signature dessert was good. It was sticky toffee pudding, and that was really good.
Oh,
It was really good. Yeah.
she's like yes. But see, we always go on like
We go off
complete-
topic. And that place in Houston was good too. I had the lobster spaghetti.
Not just shrimp spaghetti. No, it was lobster.
Yes, like I'm like,
She's
if the IRS ever audits you, I'm not helping you with those damn dinners. Just know that. Like, I just put in what she tells me. Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I didn't tell her to buy a fucking expensive ass dinner that she always yeah, foods are always expensive.
that's another topic.
That is another topic.
Another day. I mean, we've already talked about what you can write off. Yes, you can write off business dinners.
You can, just not extravagant business dinners.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like, and this bitch goes extravagant.
Well, I was with her other client. Like,
But then I know.
Oh, God.
My other client too. They both fucking do
she's doing a lot
extravagant-
better than I am.
They
But
both do extravagant dinners. I'm just like, fuck.
she's the one that invited me. I said, yeah,
God.
as long as our bookkeeper's okay with it.
Chris will be happy with me because I'm the one that goes to White Castle. Here's my business dinner, White Castle. Here you
Right,
go.
yeah,
It's what I can
don't-
afford.
my business dinners too. Like, if I'm gonna, put on the card, it's not gonna be that much because then that means I could have less dinners throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
Like this bitch, those 2 dinners is all she could have for the year.
She's like, you're capped. You're done.
But no, she wants to fucking.
No, I'm not going to have another business dinner till 2025. Yeah. In a couple of weeks, 2025.
First week of January.
Yeah, that's it.
Or no, I'll just have a business brunch instead. It'll be a little cheaper.
Oh my God, this bitch. With
And
mimosas.
mimosas will be included.
Oh my gosh. So back to sugaring.
Sorry, guys. Back to the sweet tea.
Yeah. So now.
Now, what? Yeah. What are
what's
you? What are you
next?
doing? What's next for you?
I don't know. I'm kind of playing with the idea of maybe doing the educating, but on my own.
Yeah.
Because like, again, I don't want it to be product driven.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be any of that. One thing that I used to, I don't want to say complain about, but I would complain about it a lot to them was the fact that when they do the trainings, they don't offer a kit. And you got to think about it, like training is, if it's a group, which most of the time I wasn't getting groups.
Yeah.
Like I got maybe 2 people at the same time, and that was my group.
Yeah.
It's $850 for them to take the 2-day training for foundational and advanced.
And no product?
No product.
That's crazy.
No product.
And I remember buying the products like, oh, okay, whatever. I'm just going to get my little warmer and then my paste.
No fucking way.
But I didn't take the 2-day training when I first learned. I only took the 1 day because, yes, I was like 8. Or, well, no, I was willing to pay it. Or actually, was it less back then? I don't know. My school wouldn't let me miss a day of school to take the 2-day training. So that's honestly the reason why I didn't. But
damn.
I know I would have, yeah.
You would think that with $850 or $850, right?
Yeah.
And sugar's not that expensive, guys.
So you would think that it would come with a small kit because even when you go to a hair class, right? Like whatever the whether it's a balayage or whatever, if it's a group setting and it's not a hands-on, then it's like $25 to $45, right? But if it's a hands-on training by like Gina, I forgot her fucking last name, but she's a really good colorist, right? So if it's a class with her classes are expensive as fuck, but I'm sure you have to get like a doll head. You get, your product, you get a few little things because you have to, the only thing that you might have to take is like your hair clips, your foil, and your combs because you already know what you like, But other than that, they're promoting either a brand or they're, so they want you to use the product. So why wouldn't you?
Exactly. That's what I never understood.
Yeah.
And we could get educator training kits, which they all kind of varied in price, but we had to pay for them out of pocket and they were at a discounted price.
To educate with?
Yeah. So we had to buy our own educational tools. So one of the last classes that I had, they sent me the stuff for the student to use because I was like, what do you want me to teach them with? Because I don't have any of your stuff anymore at this point. So they sent it to me, and I think that was something that they were going to start implementing was sending the educators the sugar for them to use so that they're not having to use their own stock.
It's like fucking,
but it's like, why did it take that long for you to do that?
That's crazy.
And as an educator, like, how much of that do you make? If you don't mind, I ask all these questions.
So like it depended because it was 70-30. Yeah, 70-30. So I would get 70% and then the house would get the 30 because they were doing, more of the back end stuff.
Yeah.
But once things started to change, it was different because there used to be a Google Drive that we could go on to. And there was a QR code. So like when I would go and do demos, I had a QR code that people could scan. They would fill out their information and then it automatically sent it to that drive.
Yeah.
So that the back end could see who attended the demo and send them information if they wanted to take the class.
Yeah.
But once things transitioned, those drives were gone. I didn't know if I had a student. I saw where another educator or had heard it because I was on the call. This other educator said they didn't know they had a student until a few days prior to the class that was listed.
Shit.
So it was,
oh my God.
It was like, what is happening? Because now I have no way of seeing who my students are. I have no way of seeing who is actually interested because you took away access to all these drives because you want to change them, but you're not telling anybody what we're changing it to. So I had to continuously, like for this last class, I had one student. I had to keep asking over and over again, do I still only have one student? Do I still only have one student?
Yeah.
And they would say, yeah, that's the only student you have. I'm like, okay, it shouldn't be this hard,
And
though.
so they
shouldn't
didn't
have to go that route.
So they didn't advertise for you or any of that?
They put me on, I want to say the week of my training.
So then what the
is
fuck
when-
is there 30% for?
I don't know.
And my other educator said like it was different. Like she was getting less.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And
That's
they had a whole call about it. Her, Myra, and the owner.
Wow.
Because she's like, I mean, I could make more doing just Brazilians in my day than
Yeah.
educating. So
Yeah.
then, like, you know.
So then,
Because that's what one of the educators that I went to training with had said as well. She
Yeah.
was like, I get more clients in than I do
Well, yeah.
students. And I was like, I totally get you because
Yeah.
in my entire time that I was with them, I want to say I had 4 students
no way.
altogether.
So
4
then,
students that I had to go find.
2025, so
Oh.
2025, Bella by Chela education classes for
I'm
sugaring.
hoping. I need to.
Yes.
So this is where I was talking to Jackie. I was like, I kind of want to go to SugarCon.
Yeah.
Since it's the first one.
Yeah.
I haven't even
all
asked
of-
Crystal about this.
This is me telling her now. Oh, my bad. Cat's out the bag. Sorry.
So where's this at?
Cleveland?
So it's in Cleveland, Ohio, which is random AF.
Yes.
It's in the summertime, so I can try and maybe plan it out. But I have Glow and Gather next summer. Yay! So,
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
oh yay! Thank you.
I know, but I ended up going with
With
I know. With them.
I'm the one that fucking invited them because I like Chelsea, and I was like, I'd love to have Sweet and True there. Whatever. I've been using you guys for however long.
Yeah.
So, and
Oh, man.
at the time, I still trusted the pace, and I was excited about it. But yeah, there's
Motherfuckers.
yes, there is a very well-known sugarist that is hosting first ever SugarCon in Cleveland, Ohio next June. She's also known as the $1 Million Sugarist on Instagram.
Damn.
Me and Chelsea don't know how to pronounce her last name. It is Sarah H.
Hurst.
Hurst or Herbst. One of the
Something
two.
like that.
But yes. I took one of her certificate or her
I'm going to have to look it up now.
I took the $1 Million Sugarist. She's so cute
No,
too.
sugar.
She is.
Oh,
SugarCon, yeah.
So, yeah, she's hosting this awesome convention in Cleveland, Ohio, and like a bunch of sugaring brands are going. There's going to be lots of education. You're going to be able to like play with different pace. It's going to be all about sugar.
Yep.
It's going to be awesome. It's going to be sweet.
Wait, they also
Sweet,
have
sweet
it.
sugar.
Sweet. Wait, I wonder, are they going to be there?
Are they?
I don't think so.
I don't think
I
so.
have not seen them on the lineup, so I'm
No,
not.
I didn't see it either.
I'm not 100% sure about that one. That would be
Oh,
awkward.
is this a different one?
That would be
so awkward.
so awkward.
There was one in Vegas?
A SugarCon?
This is different. So I put SugarCon, right? And then it says J-Lo, Britney, like Elton John. And
What?
then I don't know
No,
what the
I
fuck
think
this
if you
is.
type in the $1 Million Sugarist in her link tree, there is a link to SugarCon, her
Yeah.
website, where you can access the tickets.
International Sugar Convention. Yeah, there it is.
See, $1 Million Sugar.
The $1 Million Sugarist. Sarah Herbst.
Yeah, and they have a lot of sponsors, like a lot of the sugar.
Oh,
companies.
it's the _million.
Founder.
Okay. I'm like the million.
The.
The _million _dollar _
Dang.
sugarist. Yeah.
Oh, that's damn. That sounds promising.
They're gonna have a manzillion there.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Like, I
Myra's.
she's like, I just
A
want to go.
manzillion. No, I tried to get my partner to do
do-
it when.
Do you do manzillions?
I have. I don't do them because, they can get weird.
Yeah.
People could get weird.
I've
So
heard.
I don't.
I've heard some crazy stories
I
actually.
I don't mainly because my partner, he has a client who the client's girlfriend is a waxer. And she
Yeah.
had shared with her boyfriend how sometimes they get a little excited. And so it made he thought it was funny. My partner, he thought it was funny too, but he's like, it's kind of weird, like uncomfortable. I don't feel comfortable with that. So out of respect for him, I don't. Yeah. Because I know it makes him feel uncomfortable. Yeah. I have done it, and it's funny because it's like there's nothing up at that point. Once you do the first pull,
I mean, shoot,
that
first pull, because it's like that pain, like, and then I feel like guys are such pussies when it comes to anything that's like even for a fucking cold. But like now imagine for waxing or sugaring. There's no way.
There's no way.
Yeah.
It's too sensitive. And that's, it was funny because like I said, at the sugaring educator training that I had, that Myra was like, oh, he can be our model for a manzillion. And he was like, hell no. He was like, those hairs run deep. He was like, no, I'm good. He's like, they just want to get me on the table. He went back to the hotel. He was like, screw that. I'm not staying here.
Because imagine their balls are very sensitive and that skin is very thin.
That's how I don't understand.
Imagine because you really have to pull the skin.
And pull and everything.
Yeah. Oh man.
They're getting
that sounds.
Some sugars will have them hold their balls up, and then they'll to where it's the skin is
just stretched.
like butterfly.
I've seen
oh my god,
different methods.
Oh my god,
they will hold instead of you holding.
Oh my gosh,
she's no.
I know she has a story. Tell us.
No, okay, so it's not mine. But one of the girls that was there in Dallas for the educator training, she has male clients, and she has one who's older gentleman. He looks like a biker dude, and she took a video of it because she was videoing the manzillion. She showed it to us, and we were all dying laughing because this man had piercings all the way down and a Prince Albert. And she tells him, hey, can you move it to the other side? So he just grabs it by the ring and pulls it over. And you just see her look at the camera and kind of have this look on her face like, did that just happen? So this older gentleman with all these piercings just grabs the ring and pulls it to the side. And she's like, okay, well, let's go.
That sounds like it would hurt.
How? I was like, oh no. But yeah, she videoed it, and it was just funny to see her reaction as he did that. Was just like, he really did that. Okay.
Oh shit. That's funny.
But my question was how do you work around the piercings to get everything off? I feel like you would have to do one finger movement.
Yeah, that would be
that's too much work. That's just plucking your pubes one at a time. I know.
What the hell, man?
But that was too funny. I'm I don't have any of my own funny stories like that. But that one, oh my gosh, when she showed us that video, I was like, I can't unsee this now.
Yeah, you're no.
And even Jeremy, my partner, he saw it too because he was there at the dinner with us and he watched it. He was like, oh my God, that looks painful.
Oh my, I could only imagine because Brazilians, I feel like I always say I would rather get my Brazilian 1,000,000 times than my upper lip.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. My fucking upper lip hurts so bad all the time. I hate it. But I can't even imagine for a guy, that might be really painful.
So now I wonder too if the sugar affected them in that type of way as well.
That's true.
Because I haven't tried it on but not the sweet and true. Yeah. And I haven't tried it on anybody, so males or anything. But I'd be curious to know, anybody who does do manzillions, if they are still using that paste, are their clients having issues?
Oh shit.
Good question.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Ask your partner, can I use
right? Can I use the sweet and true?
Yeah.
You'd be like,
I want to see what the reaction is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Just let me do just one little strip.
Just one strip.
Just one little baby strip.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
That would be, You're like, all right, fine. You don't. Let's do the back strip then.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be like,
it's the booty strip is fine. It's not that bad. It was funny because Myra had told us she has her males get on all fours.
Yeah.
For the butt strip, she's like, I like them to remember who's in charge. As well. So I'm like, oh, okay, well,
oh shit,
all right. That's a way
funny.
to do it. My table would break. I'm like, no.
Oh my God.
Man. See, I wouldn't be able to keep a straight face. There's no way. I'd be laughing the whole time as I'm trying to fucking rip that shit out.
Oh my gosh.
I can't keep straight faces when I talk about buttholes or when it has to do anything with. She already knows.
Oh my gosh.
Anything with anal bleaching or.
I know. I need to get on that one too. God.
I'm like, yeah, I would not be able to. Like, that's just, there's a reason why I never did any of that.
Yeah,
I'm
feel
very
like,
immature.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it takes a certain type of person to want to, like,
Not me.
you know, see genitals all day.
Yeah.
And, like, you know, groom them.
I'd probably be like,
Gotta go trim the hedges.
Yeah.
yeah, I think I would constantly be doing what is that? Yeah.
Right? It would just be on the face.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
And
why
then-
when the masks were a thing, it kind of helped. It helped a lot. So now I'm like, I should just wear the mask anytime I'm doing a Brazilian now. I
yeah,
probably should.
because I think of like, man, like imagine, obviously with Brazilians, like there's ingrowing hairs and everything. I'd probably be in there like fucking trying to dig it out just because I think that's cool, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But it'd be like, oh, look, you know, I'd be like so excited over it. And then I would, oh shit, it's their vagina. Whoops. Sorry. Yeah. I wouldn't be able to. I can't. Yeah. Facials, yeah. That's not a big deal. That's fun.
She loves facials.
Yeah, I love doing facials. Yeah, I mean, not that I do them, which we haven't done in a while.
I know. I was testing out peels for the past like couple weeks, so I hadn't gone in for my dermaplaning either.
Yeah. Oh man. So, do you? What are the services that you currently offer?
So the sugaring is the main thing. Obviously Brazilians, everybody comes for those.
Yeah.
So I do that. I do the lash extensions as well. Getting more and more people for that one. I just don't promote it as much,
Yeah.
I guess. I tend to push the sugaring a lot more since that's more of like,
Yeah.
I guess, bread and butter
Yeah.
type deal. But then I do lash lifts and tints, brow laminations. I started doing tooth gems, or I've
Yeah.
been doing tooth gems. I
did
hadn't,
see that. Yeah.
right? I just, again, have all these pictures in my phone and never upload them.
Okay.
So, I'll do those. I was trying to practice more of the PMU.
Yeah.
It's intimidating. That one scares the shit out of me. My partner, he's a tattoo artist, and I'm like, I don't know how you do it. I said, you could do it on people's bodies,
Yeah.
but I'm like, this is their face, and
Yeah.
I don't want to screw that up.
Yeah.
And so that I'm just practicing. I'm not really promoting that at all.
And then also because and even though like the tattooing and the PMU, they're different in the aspect that with as a tattoo artist, you're going deeper into the skin. It's more needles.
Yeah.
For me, I think it's less hard to fuck it up when you're using more than 3 needles.
Yeah.
And even with 3 needles, you could still, kind of screw it up. With 5 needles and up, you're good. But when you're using 1 and you have to go, it's a lot less deeper, and it's not on the surface, but it's it's more on the surface than a tattoo.
Yeah.
So you have to be very gentle. And to me, going from, I learned to do tattooing before I learned to do PMU. And I think that was like the hardest part, going lighter.
Yeah.
I think going the opposite way, it's easier because then you're like, oh, I could go deeper, and it's, you don't have to, you're still careful, but it's not. It's not the same, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like it's different. And then using 1 round liners, even for him, it kind of sketches him
Right?
out where
Yeah.
he's like, you're cutting people, or that's so tiny. And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's what they teach us with.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. So he's kind of like giving me a little more insight when it
Yeah.
comes to needles
That's cool.
and things like that. So he's like, try maybe like a tight 3, or
Yeah.
he's like, if you're doing the lips, maybe do like a 5 curve mag or
Yeah.
something like that, so
That's
that
cool.
it's more color packing
Yeah.
versus the trauma
Yes.
over and over again.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get more comfortable with that.
Yeah.
And also like trying to not understand, but like get over the fact that I'm going to have to hurt them. In
Yeah.
order to get it to stick,
Yeah.
it's going to
Yeah.
have to hurt.
Yeah.
Because that's where I get really jumpy when they get jumpy.
Okay.
And I start to pull back, and then
Yeah.
I start to get in my own head, and I'm like, fuck, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I can't do it. I don't know how people do this.
Man, the one thing that I learned, and because I took a class with Claudia from Vanidosa, and the one thing that to me seemed easy was how you very lightly outline first your map, like your mapping. And because it's so light, then it's not, and there's places that it's going to fade out. But then once you do that and you numb it, then you could go in and do the shading. And to me, that was okay. I'm like, okay, this is doable. But it is hard. It is hard. It is that, like, I think the first, it was on my friend that I did her eyebrows. But I remember, like, in one little spot, it got caught on a little hair. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, you panic a little bit over that. Yeah.
Oh, I panicked when I not tattooed, sorry, microbladed my first set of eyebrows.
I don't think I could do microblading.
Way back in the fucking day.
I can't do it.
I've talked about it before, but I was just like, I was there with my little needle, like, just staring at the needle, staring at my client's brow, like, just in freeze mode. Like,
oh my god!
I was like, oh my god, I'm about to do this. I was like 22. I was just scared. I was a little pussy back then. I wasn't an esthetician.
For me, I'm like, let me hurt you.
I mean, let me stab you.
Yes.
I wasn't an esthetician. I wasn't anything back then. I was like doing spray tanning, and I said, oh, let me just microblade eyebrows too. Oh
man, I think when I see the microblading, I don't think I would be able to do that because I feel like that one. I mean, you're fucking
like
cutting. Yeah. And that's the one that I wouldn't be able to do.
I know people tell me, oh, ombre is so different. I'm like, shit, am I about to freaking learn ombre?
Dude, ombre, I love ombre. I love the powder brows. Like, it's so, I don't know. It's satisfying. Yeah.
I'll have to try.
Especially when what?
When you can, like, get it on the pad and you see the nice pixels blending. Because, girl, I get those bands every now and then. I'm like, what am I doing wrong?
Oh, man. The lift.
It's the whip, yeah. That's where he had to watch me. He's like, I'm watching you whip, and it's not. He's like, you're whipping too short. I was like, okay,
watch me whip.
But also though, because you do have to go with shorter strokes on the brow, because you're whipping it and you're literally going, and then you overlap. I think it's like 80% overlap. Yeah. And then so it's, but I do get it because man, on those practice things, it took me a while, and I sat there and and especially that motion, the lifting up. Yeah, that's the hardest part. I feel like
the pendulum motion. I just don't.
I couldn't think of the word.
The way they're like, just swing it back and forth. I'm like, first of all, my pinky's all janky over here, and it wants to turn around. I have no good anchor to do this.
When I did tiny tattoos too, it was hard.
I love the tattooing.
I've only tattooed literally one person with the tiny tattoo. I've only tattooed one eyebrow, or sorry, two eyebrows, but you know what I mean. Yeah. And I'm just like, I don't know.
I love tattooing, but I wanna learn more in depth when it comes to the color. I just don't know where to go to learn because there is nobody like that will teach you like that.
No. Yeah. There's one person that I would love to learn lip blushing from, and that's that girl, Tessa Tattoo, up in, I think she's in Canada, actually. But she does like a 5-day course. Oh, shit. So she goes in depth from everything from the machine to the needles to color theory, all of it. And I'm like, that is what I need. I'm like, I can't do these 2-day courses because you're going to tell me and you're just going to do it and show me, and that's not how I learn.
Yeah, I want to be able to learn in depth when it comes to the needles as well, and the color theory. Like,
go take a painting class.
I love color theory. Seriously.
And learn about colors. Oh my god, I think I've mentioned it before. I had like a painting instructor in college that was just like so crazy about colors, and he was really the one that helped me be able to paint better, like, and paint from life and what the actual color is, because I feel like, I don't know, back then I was like, oh, shadow is like black, and he was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, he was like, shit. What are you doing? He was like, does that look like that? And I'm like, no.
And it's
and
true.
then it started to connect some dots of like how color should be. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a mistake that I think everybody makes. It's when whether it's in the beauty industry or painting or anything that has to do with color, they want to skip over the color theory. And that's, I'm teaching teenagers makeup, but the first thing we did the first week was the color wheel, color theory, like what happens. And I made them mix colors, and because if you don't learn that, then what's the point of me teaching you? Yeah. because you need to learn everything in order to be able to do makeup. Even you know, like I don't know.
It's even crazier when you can take just the primaries and make your own foundation with that.
That was the first thing I taught them. Yeah, and they were like, "Wait,
what do you mean yellow and red?"
Yeah, just do it. And I had them doing it on their arm until you match your arm.
Yeah.
And it was cool. I love doing that. Yeah.
That's how my friend showed me in the beginning. So she did that, and then she showed me kind of like to see people's undertones to kind of know more or less how it was going to match. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, I've never heard of this. Yeah, because I mean, for me, I was that homeschool jungle freak from 6th grade until I graduated. So I didn't go to school. I didn't get to do, art or any of those cool classes or nothing like that. So I didn't learn color theory. I didn't learn all that stuff.
You didn't go to a co-op? For that or
no, I was overseas. So my parents were military. So I graduated high school in Italy.
Oh shit, that's cool.
That's so
I didn't get to do all those things.
I homeschool my kids.
Really?
Yeah.
See,
but they are just like doing so much stuff though. It's awesome.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah. See, for us, we live like 45 minutes from the base, so trying to do anything was difficult. I played softball, and that was about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And it was different too, I think, back then. I think there's so much more now because even like my oldest, I tried to homeschool her when she was in first. She's 21 now. And I went through which was a freaking public school online, but I thought it was homeschooling. Dude, I gave up so quick. She went back to public school right away. Like the second grade, she was in public school. And so I swore to never in my life do it again. Here I am going into my fourth year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 4th year of homeschool. Oh, shit, no. Yeah, I think it's going to be 4 years since I've been homeschooling. And I love it. But they do an art class. So they have to learn color theory. Okay. And then they're in a bunch of like theater classes as well.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah. See, I think it's easier or it's like better to do it stateside.
Yeah.
Because like I said, for me overseas, there wasn't a lot to do. You're kind of confined to just the base.
Yeah. And then also because there's so much more freedom here in Texas when it comes to homeschooling than any other state. And especially like even, I know in Germany, it's illegal to homeschool.
It's illegal?
Yeah. For German citizens, they have to go to school. Yeah. Obviously, not if you're military. If you're military, you could do whatever the fuck you want because you abide to U.S. rules. But because one of the girls that's in my makeup class, she lived in Germany and she's been homeschooled her whole life. Oh, wow. Yeah. But yeah, as long as in Germany, like if you are a German citizen, they're not allowed to be homeschooled. It's not legal. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I found out just because we have two kids, and we say our kids, but we had hosted foreign exchange students and they're from Germany. And when we told them we were homeschooling, they're like, what do you mean? That's illegal. Yeah. They have to go to school. They are going to school, but it's, it's different.
It's at home.
Yeah, it's at home. It's fun.
You could do it in your pajamas.
Yes. That's the best.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's the best. But yeah, I think that. Do you have any more questions? We always go off topic, and because we like to learn more.
Yeah. I know we talked about what we wanted to talk about. It was good. It was good. But
look into her classes for next year.
Yeah, look into her classes for next year.
We're all putting we're putting it out into the world, into the universe. Yes. Because I think that's how shit works. And if you put it out there, and we're already educating, you already kind of have that foundation. So it'll be something I think that you would do a lot better. Yeah, because I think you're a badass at what you do. So why not keep it going?
Right. And I'm like, there needs to be that gap here. Because some of my clients, they come to me from Sugaring NYC and they're like, that's the most painful experience I've ever had. I'm like, what are they doing?
I keep getting people from freaking Sugaring NYC.
Same.
There was another one. I don't know.
Because I feel like all these
mainly Sugaring NYC though.
I feel like all the places that are like chains.
Franchise.
Yeah, they're teaching how to do just either speed waxing or speed sugaring. So it's not about the experience. And you guys bring that. So why not teach it?
Exactly.
And not only that, now you know what it takes to be able to be an educator. So now you could make your own kits with whatever brands you like. And then
I love that.
set together your kit and be like this, and even go to the different brands too, saying that you're starting in, to educate, and if you could get some kind of deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I was thinking if I went to SugarCon, since all the brands are going to be there, may as well put a face to the name and just let them know ahead of time, like, hey, this is something I'm considering doing.
Yeah.
I want to be able to offer, y'all sugar to my students, but also I want you to have a name and a face to go with the certificate that they're going to be presenting you with. Because, I mean, obviously, they won't sell sugar to anybody unless you've taken a class.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that my class is, I guess, for lack of a better term, legit in their eyes, for them to be able to utilize that certificate and be able to get it. But even with my students that I did have, I still keep in communication with them. Some of them, I follow them on Instagram or I have their numbers and I'll text them and be like, hey, how are you doing? Just checking in on you.
Yeah.
Through the company, they would say, you always have access to us and to talk to us. And that's something that I always told the students too. I was like, just because you took the class like 5 years ago doesn't mean anything. Like if you still get stuck or you still have questions, you can always still reach out to me. It's like, even if my number changes, like just hit me up on Instagram and say, hey, I took your class back when you were with the other company or something,
the company.
I'm like, just let me know. 'Cause I know how frustrating it is.
I know, like at least my educator that I educated with in Austin, I love her to death. But yeah, she was out in California doing sugaring before she came here, and she found Sweet and True and became an educator. And she was with them for a very long time. And even she straight up was like, I'm sick of the inconsistencies of Sweet and True. I'm sick of the company. I'm going with Myra's educating, what's it called again? Like the Gurus?
Sugar Guru Academy, I think.
Yeah.
The Sugar Guru Academy.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So, so the lead educator has made her own website to help with education.
And that's cool. See, I think, and that's what needs to happen, I think, and not just in the sugar world, but I think in every industry.
Yeah.
In the beauty industry, there needs to be more people who are not product driven and who want to actually teach methods. And there's also a way to go through TDLR to make it so you could get the continued education credit.
See, that's what I was wondering too, because I know with Sweet and True, they made it to where they are certified for that.
Yeah.
And they're the only ones that are.
Yeah.
Currently.
So you could actually go on their website and there is information on how to do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have to look into that one then. Because, that's where I'm like, I need to put face and name out there and just go meet with these people. Like I've talked with Kiko, with them a little bit. And then a little bit back and forth with what is it, Caribbean Candy?
Yeah.
And then same thing with Sugar Mama Pro.
That's cool.
They're all really, really good.
Yeah.
So they're all sweet ladies,
Yeah.
I love them. They're really good. I don't have any complaints right now.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, if you are watching this and you are using Sweet and True and thinking of switching, which pace would you say like you've had a great experience with post Sweet and True?
I would have to say, I'm trying to think of all the ones I've had so far. But yeah, I think I like Sugar Mama Pro a little bit more. They're soft, it just grabs every little hair.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mixing that with regular for a Brazilian is awesome. If you need a little bit more to get that little grip, just a tiny bit of hard, but I'm using such small amounts that I'm happy with it. The price point is good. I love Radic Labs. They are a little bit more on the pricey side though. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But their product is really
The
good.
packaging is cute.
And then you said that, what is it,
Sugar Mama
Sugar Mama Pro. You said that one's for more intermediate sugarists?
A little bit more intermediate to more advanced because it can
okay.
melt down. I did, so I had that training. We did use Sweet and True for her training. After the training was done, though, I did have her use some of the Sugar Mama Pro because I would see where she was getting stuck, same spot that we all kind of were. So I had her try a different sugar.
Yeah.
And of course, I was like, hey, technically we're not supposed to be using another sugar, but being that we're already done with the training and everything, let me go ahead and let you try this. And she was able to sugar way better than when she was using the other paste.
Wow.
So it ended up, she's like, what company?
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
but yeah, it made a difference even for a brand new sugarist.
Okay.
Wow.
To try that one out.
This was using soft?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
This was using, and honestly, I had the lids mixed up because I had R written on top and S written on the other one, and I had flipped the lids. So without realizing it, I was expecting her to be using the regular paste, and instead she was using soft and still doing really, really well with it. So I'm like, that one's really good. It can melt down very quickly though, so it is one that.
So you have to be fast.
Yeah, you have to be fast.
And an experienced sugarist know what you're doing. Like students, I feel like take your time with like molding and stuff, making sure you're.
So if you're a beginner. You can use sweet and true.
Yes.
I mean, you can
to practice at least holding your ball.
Yeah.
You can get a great deal off Marketplace, guys.
Yeah.
That's where I first started noticing like there was a
or
problem
when everyone was SD groups.
When everyone was selling their sweet and true, I was like, I think something's wrong here.
That's when you go, I'm a student. I just want to try out the paste who has sweet and true for free or for sale.
For free. Right. There were people
giving
out the paste for free.
I think I saw one this morning. Somebody had like a bunch of jars of Pro that they were just giving away. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
I feel so bad because they're $21.90 something a jar, and you're just giving them away. And when I had bought mine, I would buy them in bulk, so I would buy the 10 of them for 200 and something, and I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna do with all this sugar now? I'm not gonna use it.
I only had 2 jars, and I was just like, dumpster.
But I think again, guys, always do your research on shit. Always ask in groups,
Yes.
Because I think even though there is people who are not going to speak out maybe publicly, if you do ask on different groups, people are willing to tell you or to DM you or whatever, or if not, just listen to us and, kind of make your own assumptions after you listen to the sweet tea. The sweet part tea. 1 and then part 2.
And part 2.
Yeah.
So,
if any other educator wants to come on for part 3, I'm down. Me and Cristal are down.
Right. We'll have the videos come on. Yeah. Right. But yeah, even just talking to other educators, it was bad because they, like I said, they're all getting gaslit the same way I am. And I remember bringing it to the new lead educator, bringing it to her and telling her, that same thing, and her giving me the same spiel of like, send me a video of how you're doing it, and I can
like,
see.
Bitch.
And I had expressed to her, I was like, this isn't just a me issue. I said, I've been in contact with other educators, and we've all been talking about it together, and we've all kind of just compared notes.
Yeah.
And when she asked me, well, do you mind telling me which educators? I was like, honestly, I don't feel comfortable sharing their information unless they want to come to you. I'm not going to share their information. That's on them to come to you, but I'm coming to you.
Yeah.
And this is how I'm being met. So I'm just not even going to put them. I'm not going to put them in that position.
No.
If they want to speak up, that's on them, and they can. They want to. But I'm pretty sure they're going to notice with the mass amount of resignations that they're probably getting right now.
Yeah, like how are they going to save themselves from this one if they're not even speaking out on anything that's going on? They're just kind of like, whatever.
And that's where we were like, accountability. That's all we want.
Yeah.
We just want to know that we're not crazy.
Yes.
And you're making us seem like we're the problem. We're not the one making the paste.
No.
We're not the one distributing it. We're not the ones.
You're still using the same techniques that you were using at the beginning when it was working great.
Exactly.
So just go back to the same fucking, either manufacturer or whatever it is that they were doing. Like they should kind of go back and look at that.
Yeah.
Did
you get the email too? There was an email that was sent out a while back. The owner had sent it out where they had said something like,
I know they were having
we hadn't changed anything with manufacturing. We hadn't done this. We hadn't done that. This was an email from, maybe a month ago or a month and a half, maybe.
Yeah. Then why is it not working?
Yeah. It was basically like a little kind of cover over email, like, no, nothing's changed. Everything's the same. And it just kind of left it at that. So no accountability at all in that email.
Man, and just kind of we fucked up. Like, sorry guys, we fucked up. It's
like we need to go back and just kind of fix some things, and we'll be back in production, whatever. But don't gaslight all your people and tell them that it's them.
No,
because it's like the whole world is wrong. The whole sugaring world is fucking up.
Yeah, like no, that's not how it is.
I guess it's just us.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So get your shit together, sweet and true.
Like, get it together. You. I still love the back bar stuff, like the hydrate and heal balm.
That's the saddest part. Is the back bar is really good.
Yeah.
So, and I even put that in my email. I was like, I loved everything. I said I will still get the back bar, but I'm just not going to continue my contract for the next coming year. But I let them know. I was like, I have a lot of things going on. You know, I was considering going back to school.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm not going to have time to work sugaring and then go to school and then be at home with the family and then educating and all of this. I'm like, no, something is going to end up suffering. And so I don't want it to be, you know, my family, and I don't want it to be my business, and I don't want it to be me. So
you're like,
sorry,
so it's
educating is going to have to be what goes, because I mean, it's not really helping me any right now. And it was just kind of like,
oh man,
it was a breakup, but it wasn't a hard breakup on this end.
Yeah, it was an easy one. Well, we look forward to hearing what, you know, more of, you know, what your next step or seeing your post about classes and all that.
Excited.
But thank you so much for being on.
Thank you guys.
And, you know, we were very excited for you to come on. And I'm glad we got to hear the tea.
Yes,
And
I'm glad too.
the funny stories with the Prince Albert. Yes.
Yes.
And again, we want to thank Always Coffee for sponsoring us with coffee. We love it all the time. I know. I ate my donut in the middle of it.
No. Mine was gone right away.
Yes.
Right
so
away.
Thank
It
you
was
so
good.
much. You guys could find them address up here this time. I think I find that cool when I point and then the address pops up. So,
So if someone wants to find you, what is the best way to reach you?
Where do we find you?
Oh, yes. So I think I'm pretty much the same on everything. So from like Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of it's Bella by Chela. So BELLACHE by CHELA, one L in the Chela, because I get people that keep putting two L's and they're like, we can't find you. I'm like, no, that's Chela.
Yeah.
Chela. Yeah. So all across, I am Bella by Chela. I shouldn't be changing it or anything. I'm hoping not to, but yeah, that's where they can find me. You could DM me. I don't have my phone number listed on there only because I keep getting a bunch of spam calls.
That's fine.
But yeah, email, same thing, bellabychella@gmail.com. And yeah, that's
you have a website?
it. I'm building it currently.
Okay.
It's just me building it, so it's taking a really long time. But yeah, so I am working on the website. I'm hoping to get that up within a month to next month. Got a lot going on right now. So a lot of things, holidays, and then house renovations, and just a lot. So
life.
Trying to get it all back.
The life of an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And
I need help. I need help. But yes, so you can find me there. And then my salon is over in the Helotes area. So off of 1604 in Bandera.
Okay.
Next to the Silverado movie theater.
Oh, okay. What's your address?
It's 11851 Bandera Road. Inside Bella V Beauty is the suite.
Cool. You can point where you want them to put the address.
Oh, here. I'm like, here.
She's like, here.
Yeah, so inside Bella V Beauty, they're the place that I rent from. It's just a small little spot. There's like 6 of us in there, and it's
That's
just
awesome.
Real
It's
small.
cute.
It's cute.
Yeah.
I went there one time.
When-
Well, I went there last week because I went to the freaking wrong movie theater.
Oh my God.
And then I was like, Silverado. This isn't what was it called? This isn't Casablanca. Like what?
Yeah, like
and then,
further down.
No, and then you know what else happened? We get to the movie theater, we get our snacks and stuff. We go sit down, right? And then she's showing me, and I'm like, what the fuck? We're like 14 and 15. I said, but what aisle? And she's like, oh, I don't know. Let me look at my receipt. And so then she's looking. We couldn't figure it out. And we're like, what the fuck? Why is there not an aisle number on there? So I'm like, well, we might as well go ask. So we go to the front and ask. And he goes, it's I-4 and I-5.
That was so embarrassing.
I thought it was 14 and he literally
14 and 15.
It looked like 14 and 15.
And he just looked at us and like kind of smiled. And he was like...
Like these crazy
Yeah.
ones.
It's like, it's I-4 and I-5. And we're like, oh, fuck.
Oh, that was embarrassing.
Yeah, that was very embarrassing. But it was funny. It was so fun. But anyway, thank you so much for coming. Thank you guys for watching. And I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah, this will air after.
I'm going home to do a lot of baking. I'm going to go pick up some pozole from Miranda.
Yes. it smells
Miranda
so
Bakes.
good.
Is that the
Baked Goods by Miranda?
Oh, Baked Goods by
Yeah.
Miranda.
Yeah, it smelled so good. The kids thought she was making pozole for us.
I want some menudo now because it's getting cold. I'm like,
Menudo sounds good. Yeah, but she's gonna make us pozole next week. She said, "We'll see."
Oh, you guys got the scent, but not the taste.
No, she teased us with it.
Oh,
And the salsa came out super spicy. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
Tyler's mouth is going to be burning.
yes. Yes.
That's what he asked for. So
Yep. There we go. So there you go, Tyler. I hope your asshole burns when you shit.
It's gonna burn on both ends.
All right. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.